Hey Colorado Springs, this is Jax, and here's why you should give a about being an affiliated Democratic Party voter for caucus and assembly. If you've ever felt frustrated by politics, like decisions are made without you or choices are limited before you even see a ballot, you're not alone. A lot of people care deeply about their community, but aren't sure where their participation actually makes a difference. Here's the truth. One of the most powerful moments for everyday voters doesn't happen in November. It happens earlier, and it starts with party affiliation. In Colorado, becoming an affiliated Democrat isn't about loyalty to a label, it's about access. It's about whether or not you get a seat at the table when critical decisions are made. That's because participation in the Democratic caucus and assembly process is limited to affiliated Democratic voters. If you're unaffiliated or affiliated with another party, you can vote in some elections, but you cannot participate in the Dem caucus, become a delegate for assembly, or help decide which Democratic candidates make it onto the primary ballot. And that matters a lot, especially for my race for County Commission District 5. For the first time ever, we actually have a historically favorable map for Democrats. So that's why your participation in this process, where there's already a number of candidates involved, is critical. Caucus and assembly is where the Democratic Party shapes the choices voters will see in the June primary. It's where candidates are vetted, supported, and advanced. It's where momentum is built long before campaign ads or headlines show up. If you want your voice to matter before the choices are narrowed, you must be an affiliated Democrat in this case. In El Paso County, that influence is especially important. In competitive races like the Congressional District 5 or this one for County Commissioner District 5, caucus and assembly will make the difference between a crowded field and a clear path forward. When Democrats show up early, we strengthen our candidates. When we don't, decisions get made by a much smaller group that isn't necessarily representative of what our electorate wants. That's why affiliation matters. Now, here's the key detail you need to know. To participate in the March 26 Democratic Party caucus and assembly, you must be registered as a Democratic affiliated voter no later than February 1, 2026. Not February 2, not the week before caucus. February 1, 2026 is the deadline to update your voter registration so you can participate in the Paso County Democratic Party caucus and assembly process. So Colorado law requires this affiliation is in place ahead of time, so participation is fair, organized, and verifiable. That means waiting until March is too late. Waiting until ballots go out is way too late. So if you want to say in who advances, you have to act before February 1. The good news? Changing or declaring your affiliation is simple, free, and can be done online in just a few minutes. And just as important, affiliating as a Democrat doesn't lock you in forever. You can change your affiliation later if you choose, but for this moment, for this election, for El Paso County Commissioner District 5, affiliation is the key that will unlock participation. Becoming an affiliated Democrat allows you to attend caucus, vote to select delegates, or become one yourself, and it will help determine, again, which candidates appear on the Democratic Party primary ballot in June. So that's the real influence. That's not symbolic. It's not performative. Real. If you care about housing, wages, public safety, healthcare, or local accountability, this is one of the most direct ways to shape outcomes before they're finalized. Democracy works best when people show up early, not just when the finish line is in sight. So here's the bottom line. If you want to impact the direction of the El Paso County Democratic Party, if you want meaningful choices in the 2026 primary, and if you want your voice to count most when it matters most, make sure you're a registered Democrat by February 1, 2026. That simple step turns frustration into participation, and participation into power. So if you learned something new from this video, put 5 on it. Jax for EPCO is a grassroots campaign. We're supported by small donors, not wealthy interests. Check us out at www.jaxforelpasocounty.com. Thanks.